So I got a really interesting question the other day. Someone asked me if the treatment for primary amenorrhea and secondary amenorrhea are the same. And it's really interesting because on paper, yes, the treatment is the same. You need to eat more calories and gain weight. However, science isn't always done on paper, and that's kind of the beauty of it. Because with amenorrhea, most times it's not as simple as just telling an athlete to eat more calories and gain weight, because there's usually a reason why they're not doing that to begin with. And with primary amenorrhea, you're dealing with an athlete that has never had their period. So they've had a lifetime of being underweight, underfueling, or they had an eating disorder at a very young age that they haven't been able to recover from it completely. So when you approach that, you have to change the way they've always thought about eating, and it's very, very complex. Whereas with secondary amenorrhea, you're dealing with an athlete that used to fuel great because they did get their period at one point. But then something happened. They changed the way they ate, the way they exercised, they lost too much weight. Something happened that triggered the loss of their period that they didn't once have. So in this case, you really need to address it. You need to identify what happened to trigger the period loss, and more importantly, why. It's usually some form of disordered eating that came about. So why did they change the way they eat? Why did they develop these food fears? Why did they want to lose weight? Because like I said, it's not as simple as just saying, hey, you need to eat more calories and this is how you're going to do it. Because they don't want to, right? They're afraid to gain weight. That's why they're in this situation in the first place. At least that's usually the case. So the approach with both types of amenorrhea is identifying why they're underfueling, what's causing them, like the psychology of it, and working on that root cause before just diving into the nutrition. And since the onsets of both types of amenorrhea are much different, the initial approach is going to be different for primary versus secondary amenorrhea.